everybody, it's your girl Ali Soko, and welcome back to my channel and featuring my Steven Universe shirt. I know what you're thinking. Alex, what's going on? You're not put together. We don't see any preparation for makeup stuff. You look like a bump. Yes, it's been a very long week and I made another video this week as well. If you haven't watched that, it's my subscription box video. Please check it out. Yeah, it's been rough, and to be honest, I watched the Digimon movie today and it drained me. I know, it just made me cry so much. But that's not the point of this video today. I really wanted to get this video out because it's super important and it's super relative to a lot of people who live in Korea now and people who may want to live in Korea in the future. And I've been kind of dragging my feet to make this video because it's so heavy. So pack your bags, get ready. It's going to be a lot of information because we are going to be talking about immigration visas and the Kiip program, which is an immigration program here in Korea. So without further ado, let's get into it. I'm just gonna sit and chill and talk with you guys today. I hope you guys don't mind. So there are many ways that you can move to Korea. The most popular way is on an E2 visa, which is a foreign language teaching visa. Now this is the most popular and the most common because it's the one with the most information about exactly how you can do it. And there are so many videos out there and we know what you need. But if you're coming as an English speaker and you want to be on the E2 visa and you want to teach English on the E2 visa, you can only be from one of 6 or 7 countries, and those are America, UK, Canada, South Africa, Australia, New Zealand. I'm not sure if I named 7, but if you're from like a native English speaking country, basically, you can teach here, and you have to have your bachelor's degree. That's like the basics of what everyone who comes to Korea on the E2 visa, that's what you need. There are also other visas that people don't really know about. There's a language learning visa, there's like dance entertainment visa, that's also an E-visa. You need to be signed with a company and then they have to sponsor you. All of these visas are usually for about 1 year, and you need to, for all the E-series visas, you should have a company to sponsor you, even E2. In that case, your school is sponsoring you. For the Americans who might be watching, we actually do have a work-study visa. However, you can only get this visa, you can only get this visa 1 year after you've graduated university. And I think you have to be under a certain age to do so, but it's a really cool opportunity to just come in Korea, chill, grab you a part-time job and work at a bar or something to just, see Korea other than being a teacher. Now, for those who want to be more permanent residents, I know you've probably heard this a lot. There's not that many ways to become a permanent resident in Korea. You can get a business visa. You need like $100,000 to invest in the business, and you can apply for your business license in Korea, and then you can get a business visa that way. That is all well and good. I'm not here to talk about that one today. It's not the one I'm most familiar with. You can also get married, and you can get on the F6 visa, which is a spousal visa, and when you marry a Korean national. You can also get on spousal visas for someone who already has a visa in Korea. But the most popular or the most straightforward way is probably the F27 visa. This is the points-based visa, and this can be available to everyone, not just English speakers, not just Americans or anything like this, even though Americans and people from first world countries do have some advantages in this visa process. The F27 visa requires many things. I'll put down like all the information in the description box below so that you can go to the website and see exactly what you need, because it changes fairly regularly, but some things stay the same. And your age is one of those things that this kind of stays the same. You get points based on your age, and I'm in that current range right now where it's like 25 to 30 where you can get the most points. You also get points based on your degree. A bachelor's degree is bachelor's. You can get it from associates, bachelor's, master's, and PhD. And then it's also broken down as, did you get a bachelor of arts or did you get a bachelor's of science? I have a STEM degree, so I get more points than a bachelor's of science. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, art majors. The world just doesn't love you guys. I really wish they did and respected it. You also get points for if you have volunteer work in Korea. If you've studied at a Korean university, you get points for that too. They recently added an addendum where if you study at a top 500 university, you get points as well. And then you need have how much money you make, but those points don't really come into play unless you make quite a bit of money. Then you have language ability. And I think the language ability is probably the hardest part that a lot of people run into, because that's where you also get a lot of points. You need around 89 to 90 points to get this visa, and there's like 125 you can get. And the one that usually pushes people over, or the one that usually gets people to that point, is the language ability. And that's where the KIIP program comes in. The KIIP program is the Korean Integration and program for everyone, and it's free. It's a free program. It's free to sign up, and it's literally for anyone who is not a Korean national. You can first sign up on socialnet.go.kr. You need to make an account there. I'll also link that down below. And first you need to take a pre-test or a aptitude test to see where your Korean level is. So even if your Korean level is 0, you can take these courses. You just start from level 0 and then you just work your way through the course load. There are 5 levels, but like part 5 has like 2 parts. And then if you complete the program, you get an extra 10 points. The extra 10 points is usually what puts people at or over the amount of points they need to get the F27 visa. So it's super important to do this program. Now, what is the KIIP program, and have I done it? Yes, I did do the KIIP program. I had been independently studying Korean for about a year or 2 before I started doing the KIIP program. And then I went in and I did the pre-test and I got level 3. And what it is not just pure language, it's also culture. Just think of it, I don't know if you would have any foreigner friends in your country if they would be trying to get citizenship, but it's very similar to the American kind of citizenship test and stuff that they have to take. We also have some other classes in America. It's very similar to that. You have to learn traditional Korean history and culture and things like that, and it's a very intensive program. The level 0 is only about 50 hours, but all the other levels are about 100 hours, with the part 2 of level 5 being also 50 hours. So how do you take these classes? Well, if you're a teacher, you can probably only take these classes on the weekend, because these classes are intensive. They are like 8 hours long. And I would have to, before Corona, I would go to the class on Saturday and Sunday for 8, or just Saturday for 8 hours, and just sit there straight for 8 hours. So it's not very easy. Due to Corona these days, most of the classes have been online. So the class times have been like Saturday, Sunday for 4 hours at a time, or Monday, Wednesday. Some people have been lucky before Corona and they go like 3 times a week, but you're doing around 8 hours a week of classes every week until you get to 100 hours. So it's not something you can just skate by. For levels 0 through 3, you'd have to test, but it's not standardized to pass to the next level. And if you up till 3, if you had 4, I think if you had failed the level, if you up till 3, if you failed the first time and you take it a second time, then you can go to the next level. But when you get to 4 and 5, there are standardized tests that you have to pass in order to get your certificate to the next level. And so level 4 is the last grammar based or grammar heavy level, and then level 5 is almost purely culture and things like learning the Korean national anthem, learning Korean traditional history and economics. I've learned government, politics, and everything in this class. So it's very intensive. Also, signing up for this class is not easy. Like I said, this class is free. The only thing you pay for is your books, and the books are only like $7. This class, so you have to sign up on the website I told you before, socialnet.go.kr. You also have to sign up on kiiptest.org. I think I'll put that down below. Like, signing up for the class is a rat race. You have to be on it. When your teachers tell you the time it opens, you need to be there with your card ready. You also need to have your Korean bank card ready to be signed up and pay for the test. So for level 4, you have to pay for the test because it's standardized, but it's only like $30 compared to like paying for the topic, which is a little bit more expensive. And also, you can take the topic. You can take the topic, and if you get up to like level 5, that is equivalent. You can just go into level 5 of the KIIP level, and then if you pass the second part, which is basically the immigration test, you get that extra 10 points in general. So you can go one of 2 routes. You can go this intensive route, or you could go the topic route. Whatever it works best for you, as long as you get those points, and those are probably where the biggest chunk of points. You also have to live in Korea for about 3 years. You can't get the F27 visa until you've lived in Korea for 3 years. So a lot of people come here on teaching visas, and they teach for 3 years and then they apply. But 3 years is great because it gives you that time. You can be taking KIIP for this 3 years, and so when your 3 years is up, you can just go straight to immigration and get your F27. And F27 visas are great because they last longer than your E2 visa. They can last up to 3 to 5 years depending, and you can do way more. You can do something outside of teaching. On E2 visas, on your entertainment visas, whatever visa you come here on, you can only do that. If you come here as a student, you can only be a student. There are some exceptions. You can work part-time under a certain amount of hours as a student, as long as it is approved by your university. But other than that, you're not supposed to work a full-time job. And as an E2 visa holder, you're not supposed to do anything outside of your language teaching. So if you come here as a French teacher, you're not supposed to do anything other than be a French teacher. If you're an English teacher, you're not supposed to do anything other than an English teacher. Of course, people have, their things, but legally, you're not supposed to do anything other than that. So it can become quite restricting to be a foreigner in Korea if you don't have this kind of freedom of a visa. Now, that's not to say that everyone who passes up to level 5 is fluent in Korean. I know plenty of people who have finished this program and absolutely don't speak much Korean at all. I speak more Korean than them. But it's about passing that immigration test, just like it is about passing the test in America. The people who pass the test might not always speak English that well, but as long as they know the stuff that they need to know, they can pass it, and so can you. There are plenty of groups. There's a Facebook group called the Unofficial KIIP Test Support Group. That group was extremely helpful for me while I was taking it, and I think it is a great resource. I'll also link that group down below. And I think that is everything. So if you have any questions about KIIP, if you have any questions about immigration, or if you want me to go into details about those E-series visas, the entertainment visas, or the teaching visas or anything like that, please please let me know. If you have any questions about KIP, how to sign up, I'll leave a link down below with the website to show you the things you need, and also the website you need to go to register for the test, and the website you need to go to register in general. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. I hope it helps someone. Until next time, bye.